truth. That's what it's about. Truth. What are we actually seeing in the world? What is it? Is there something behind what we see? Or is it exactly what we see? Or is it some sort of in-between? I want to talk about the fight scene. God, I love this movie so much. But the fight scene, and I've heard someone, I think it was Tarantino, maybe, talk about this fight scene and what it means. And I think it's super important. It's at the heart of the story, I think. It's at the heart of how you fight what we're up against, right? Why does he resist putting on the glasses? Why don't you just put it on, and take a look? There's a reason for it. Okay, so Nada puts it on, and he's one of those people who puts it on, he sees, and he wants to understand. He wants to fight the good fight, right? His friend does not want that, because he represents the idea of the masses who don't really want to know. They don't want to feel like their whole life has been working towards something that's just a facade. It's just imaginary. It's not real. It doesn't mean what they thought it meant. It has lesser value. Because if there are aliens, if there are subliminal messaging, if there are politicians who spin things, if there's lies, if there's conspiracies, if that happens, then what we understood about the world is out the window. And we're faced with the idea that we have to put down our bag of Doritos, our jobs, whatever it is, because there's a higher calling. And so I think he's fighting because he doesn't want to admit that everything is going to change. His job doesn't matter. His wife and kids still matter. He can fight for that. But essentially everything that he thought was important is over. And now he's got this new reality. So he resists. And I think it goes on like 6 or 7 minutes. It's a long time. So I think it's kind of supposed to represent that. It's a powerful moment. There's another moment that plays into this a little bit. It's at the beginning when they're in that camp, and Nada's just got there, and he's just kind of walking around getting a feel for it. And they've got the TV with the guy licking his nuts again. He's not really doing that if you haven't seen it. But he's given his speech about how they're here, they're enslaving us, whatever. And Nada kind of looks over and sees the priest, the blind priest, mouthing the words, word for word, right? And he kind of thinks, well, wait a minute, what's this about? He's just sort of getting that feeling. And it reminded me, that moment, of like what people describe a DMT or ayahuasca trip, where they describe the same things. They're tapping into something that's already there. It had a deeper meaning this time for me, of that kind of revelation. Not that they're both experiencing the world similarly, but they have different ideas. They're saying word for word. So Nada is seeing them both say the same things at the same time. And it reminds me of tapping into something that's already there, some truth that's already there. Not my truth against somebody else's truth, but the truth that exists everywhere, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. That's what it represented. I love this movie. It's so great. I tend to watch it every October. I don't know why. I watch it about once a year, and it just gets better. Sometimes there are things I pick up or I forget. I always taken by surprise when she hits him over the head and throws him out the window. And he, the woman, beautiful woman with the blue eyes. It always takes me by surprise, even though I know it's coming. There's one more thing I want to mention that I loved at the beginning, when they have the "They Live" with the spray paint and the black screen, and it fades out, and then you see it just there on like graffiti on an underpass or something, and he's walking around there. Brilliant. The music is brilliant. The whole messaging is brilliant. I get chills the moment when he puts on the glasses and sees, obey, marry and reproduce. On the money, this is your God. It's just phenomenal. I love it. The whole thing, I think it's a masterpiece. It's getting better and better every time I see it. Every few years that go by, I think, wow, this is really onto something. Because you can kind of feel a connection with it. I can't remember if it was Carpenter who said this or not, but somebody asked him about it, something, and at the time it wasn't well received, but now he kind of says, well, it was a documentary. You just didn't understand yet. They Live. Double thumbs up. Brilliant. John Carpenter classic. What did you think? Do you think the same things about the fight scene? Does it mean that to you? Does it mean something else? I really want to know. If you haven't seen it, why? If you have, let me hear it. I want to know your opinions about this movie. It's one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. It's easily top 3, I would say.